UFC Tampa's main event, Colby Covington versus Joaquin Buckley, is an intriguing clash of styles that could reshape the welterweight division. Colby, renowned for his relentless cardio and dominant wrestling, brings a pace and pressure few can match. Buckley, on the other hand, is a knockout artist known for his explosive striking and ability to close distance effectively. His recent highlight reel finishes make him a dangerous threat on the feet. Colby will most definitely aim to neutralize Buckley's striking by forcing grappling exchanges and controlling the fight on the ground or against the cage. In contrast, Buckley's key to victory lies in keeping the fight standing and finding opportunities to land clean, decisive shots. This matchup carries significant implications for the title picture, as both fighters are looking to establish themselves as top contenders. Colby's experience in high-stakes fights may give him an edge, but Buckley's momentum and knockout power make him a wild card. Former UFC title challenger Gilbert Burns gave his prediction for this fight. Fans were surprised when Gilbert picked Colby to win, considering their history of animosity.
Yeah, I would love to fight any one of these guys. I think Buckley's in the best momentum right now, but that's Buckley kryptonite, I have one of my teammates, is Logan Storley. He was an interim Bellator champ. He fought Buckley. I think that's free on YouTube. Buckley against Logan Storley. And Logan just out-wrestled him. He just took him down, beat him up with the ground and pound, take him down again, beat him up with the ground and pound, and destroy him on the ground and pound. That's something that Colby really can do, Colby, even though it was a short notice, I think Colby got a fight in 3 to 4 weeks, but Colby's always trained, I know those guys from MMA Masters, Daniel Valverde and Cesar Carneiro, they say he's always in the gym, the guy's always training, he's always in the shape. I think Colby might do a lot of problems for Buckley, if you keep taking him down with that crazy pacey. Buckley's a guy, big guy with a lot of muscles. If Buckley cannot put Colby out of there in the first or the second round, I think Colby will overwhelm me. He's gonna beat him up and Colby can get maybe a dominant decision win.
Shavkat Rakhmonov may have claimed a decision victory at UFC 310, solidifying his spot as the next contender for the welterweight title, but the undefeated Kazakh faced a significant difficulty along the way. Towards the end of the 5th and final round, Ian Garry nearly secured a rear naked choke on Shavkat Rakhmonov, leaving fans wondering how close Garry was to pulling off the submission victory. While Garry briefly had Rakhmonov in a vulnerable position, Shavkat was able to escape and maintain control to secure the win. Although Shavkat controlled the fight for around 11 minutes, Garry managed to outstrike him with a tally of 42 significant strikes to Rakhmonov's 37. In an interview with TNT Sports, Shavkat stated, "It was a great competitive fight. I gave everything to get the win and I'm happy with the result. It was an uncomfortable situation, but I managed to escape it. If I was in the same position as Ian, I would have taken his head off. You can say he got better, he evolved. He wasn't like that a few years ago, so it wasn't easy. Fighting isn't easy, and he put me in some difficult situations and I had to adjust during the fight. For sure, he's done a lot of work. He's improved a lot. It was a great position for him. He's someone who has never lost for a reason, and it's great experience for me. It was great takedown defense and great defense overall. He's not some guy from the streets. He's working every day in the gym getting better." Chael Sonnen doesn't think Ian Garry lost. Chael shared his thoughts about the fight and discussed a potential Garry versus Leon Edwards matchup.
Well, what do you do with Garry? Because Garry won tonight for me. His stock went up tonight for me. Garry did a really good job. He had 3 wins tonight, three firsts that have never happened. Policy says if you lose a fight, your next fight is against somebody who also lost their last fight. Policy says if you win against your last opponent, you will compete with a guy that won his last fight. But Garry didn't lose tonight, and I don't feel like Leon lost in his last fight, in the regard that Leon was a world champion. So whatever Leon does forever is protected to a degree. Garry is a guy that lost. His stock is just fine with me. I don't look at Leon as the guy who's lost. His stock is just fine with me. And Leon is sitting there in February in a main event with an opponent that literally says on the official press release, "to be determined." Well, I can determine for you that I would like for that to be Ian Garry.
Earlier this month, UFC middleweight star Khamzat Chimaev got into an exchange with the heavyweight champ Jon Jones. Khamzat boldly challenged Jones for a fight. Khamzat held an interview with Russian reporter Usha Taika, where he surprisingly called out Jones, who is 2 divisions above Khamzat, and he is not just some heavyweight, he is heavily regarded as the greatest fighter ever. Quote, Jon Jones, right now he's the best fighter in the world, he's got the most title defenses, he's a champion in 2 weight classes, and he's never lost a fight. He was the youngest UFC champion ever. If we're talking MMA, everyone knows Jon Jones. So yeah, he's the greatest of all time. There's no one like him. Of course, he's the perfect opponent for anyone trying to make history. I'm younger than him, so I hope he's not planning to retire anytime soon. He is fighting another legend now. Maybe we'll train together one day. He's a good dude, always cracking jokes. But let's be real, I'm confident I can win. It's a tough fight for anyone, and yeah, of course I want to fight this guy. If we step into the cage, it's gonna be one for the history books. I am confident I can beat him. Khamzat has been vocal about his plans to move up to 205 in the future. After the Jon Jones feud unfolded, fans quickly started imagining a fantasy fight between Jones and Khamzat at light heavyweight. On the latest appearance on a podcast, UFC CEO Dana White was asked about this matter. Here's how he responded.
You know what doesn't make sense? 205. In this sport, man, you never know what's going to happen. Anything is possible. Can't count anybody. He said, I want to go fight at 205. What am I going to do? What am I going to tell him, right? Why would you not give him the opportunity?
Merab Dvalishvili believes the incident with a fan at UFC 310 was a deliberate provocation orchestrated by Umar Nurmagomedov's team to make him look bad. The UFC bantamweight champion posted a video online that says, the man who grabbed Merab's arm physically and insulted him is not just a fan, but a teammate and friend of Umar and Dagestanis. You can see Merab walking his friend Aljo when guy grabs his arm and starts insulting him with phone in hand. Turns out he is not just fan from Kazakhstan, but a provoker, and as Merab said, he was insulting him. Later that day, Umar posts stories with the guy and his squad. And there is even more pictures from years ago with him and Dagestanis. Media says Merab got into it with a fan, and the guy himself said Merab said something about Shavkat, while Kazakhstan media promoted it like Merab disrespected Shavkat, and the guy is hero. But obviously, this isn't coincidence. Merab is good with Shavkat, and all this happened in 15 seconds. This was just Dagestani dirty tricks and provocation. When discussing this incident following UFC 310, Dana White mentioned that many fighters often believe there's a conspiracy to dethrone them. Initially, we thought it was a more general statement, but it now seems like Merab genuinely believes there's a complex network of saboteurs and provocateurs working to undermine his ability to keep the belt. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for daily MMA news.